Now we will be moving to standing balancing asana, and the first standing balancing asana we are going to do is Ek Pad Pranam Asana. Gently open your eyes. Ek Pad Pranam Asana, one-legged balancing prayer pose, or it is also called Vrikshasana, tree pose. So for this, join your both the feet together, clip your both the legs into each other. Yes. And now both the palms on the waistline. Lift your right leg up and balance your whole weight on the left leg. And using your right palm, hold the right ankle and put the right foot in the inner left thigh. Yes. So now, here, very important, if you are not able to balance on one leg, you can always take wall support behind your back. That is first change, first modification. Second, if you are not able to balance, then you can release your right foot slightly down on the calf muscle. But do not bring the foot on the knee, otherwise it may damage the knee joint in the long run. So on the calf muscle. Even if the calf muscle you are not able to balance, then bring the foot more down and touch the toes to the ground very gently and balance here. Slowly, slowly you can take the toes off the ground in the long run in the practice, and then you can balance on one leg. So these are the modifications here for the leg. And the right knee should be pointing to the right side. Your right side of the torso of your middle body should not contract, both the hips in one line. Press your right foot and the left inner thigh against each other. Activate the left leg also. Activate the right leg also. Now, slowly as you inhale, taking both the hands up into Anjali Mudra. Taking your both the hands up into Anjali Mudra. Now, if you are not able to balance your body here, you can bring your palms in front of the chest also. That is another modification. Yes. Otherwise, take your both the hands up into Anjali Mudra. Yes. And look at one point in front of you and breathe for 10 breaths. Long and deep 10 breathings. Balancing your weight on one leg and breathing. Once you complete the 10 breathings, very slowly exhale and release your hands down on the waist, and slowly release the right foot down. Yes. And balance the weight equally on both the feet. Breathing. Now we will change to the left side. Again, keeping both the feet together, palms on the waist. Inhale, left foot up and hold the left ankle with the left palm and put the left foot in the inner thigh of the right leg. Touch the heel to the perineum region almost. And remember, your left knee should point to the left side. Modification you can do, you can keep your feet down to the calf or the near the ankle joint. And then inhale, take both the hands up into Anjali Mudra and holding here. And looking at one point in front or into the space 5 to 6 feet away and breathing for 10 long and deep breaths. Balancing on the right leg and breathing. As you complete your 10 breathings, with exhalation, you can slowly release your hands and palms down on your waistline and release the left leg down, balancing the weight equally on both the feet. Release your hands down, close your eyes and feel the effect of Ekpad Pranamasana, one-legged prayer pose. And gently open your eyes. Next asana we are going to do is Santolan Asana. This is in simple words in English called plank pose or simply plank. When people are doing exercises or in gymnastics, it is called plank. So for that, come to the top edge of the mat, the shorter edge, keeping 1 or 1.5 foot gap from the top edge. Then inhale, take both the hands up into Urdhva Hasta, upward position of the hands, and then exhale, bending forward. Very nice. Going into Padhastasana, and slowly rest your palms down, bend the knees and take your both the legs back, come to tabletop position. Yes, we will come to tabletop position for this asana. Very nice. Now we will see how to go into Santolan Asana. So if you are not immediately able to go into plank, then first you tuck your toes in and then take one leg back, right leg back. Yes, hold here. So activating the right side of the body. Then you change the leg. Hold the left leg back. So you can hold for 5 breaths or 10 breaths like this, or even 20 breaths. There is no specific limitation on the breaths in Hatha Yoga. You can breathe as long as possible, holding in the asana as long as possible and breathing. Exhale, bring the knee down. So this is the first modification of Santolan Asana. Another modification we can do here, simply tuck your toes in and then lift your hips up, go into Parvatasana, and from Parvatasana come half, fold the knees, bring the body forward and hold here. This is one way. You can keep your knees straight also, or you can bend the knees. These are two options. Both will prepare you for Santolan Asana. So now straighten the knee and keep your middle body, your spine parallel to the ground, and bring your hips slightly down. Not fully down, slightly up. Yes. So somewhere in between full plank. Now show the full plank, full Santolan Asana, proper Santolan Asana. This is Santolan Asana, when your whole body is in one line and you are balancing on the palms and the front mounts of the feet and the toes. So from here you can always modify this. If you are not fully able to balance on your palms and the hands, you can go somewhere in between mountain pose and this plank. So lift your hips up slightly and then hold here. This is one modification. It becomes little easy. It doesn't put too much pressure on your shoulders and your hands. As you progress in the practice, come more forward every day and come to full plank into Santolan Asana and holding here. All the fingers wide apart, inner side of your both the elbows facing each other, shoulders away from the neck, the middle part of your upper back in between the shoulders, it should be pushing up, not going down. Do not make curve in your upper back left to right shoulder. And your tailbone also going backward and downward. Legs active, push your knees back, legs fully straight, and look at the top edge of the mat or in between your palms and breathing for 10 long and deep breaths. Breathing and holding. In plank, one more very important cue, your elbows should not be locked. Very slight micro bend in your elbows so that your muscles can remain active and not the bones holding the weight. And once you complete your 10 breaths, slowly exhale, release your knees down and then sit back into Balasana. Take your hips back and rest your hips and your thighs on the legs and relax your forehead down on the mat. This is Balasana, child's pose, also called Shashankasana, rabbit's pose. Your toes are flat here, both the toes are fully flat backwards, not tucked in. Another variation of Balasana, you can either take your elbows up, that is the active variation of Balasana or Shashankasana, or now slowly release your elbows down on the mat. This is slightly relaxing. And the most relaxing variation is take your hands back beside the body and palms facing upwards. Loosen your shoulders down, loosen your hands down, and breathing and relaxing. For 10 long and deep breathings, you hold in this Shashankasana, rest here. If you're not able to rest your forehead down, some body part is restricting the movement, you can always put some cushion, some bolster, or maybe 2 blocks in front of your forehead. Just a variation. If you have bad knees, if you have painful knees, then you can also put some blanket or some cushion under the knees. You can also put the blanket cushion under the ankle joints or in between your thighs and the calf muscles. Now, slowly bring your palms on the ground on the mat beside your knees, fold your elbows and very gently inhale and push your body up, come to sitting on the legs. Yes, hold here. We are going to do Vajrasana now, thunderbolt pose. So thunderbolt pose is simple when your legs are just bending under the body and your hips are resting on your heels. So now show from the back side, we will see how in between both the heels you can either keep your both the hips, your both the heels are going out, fully out away from the hips, right heel outside the right hip, left heel outside the left hip, and your big toes are touching together. That is one variation. Next variation, advanced, you can join both the heels together or keep few inches of gap and sit on the heels. Your hip bones are on the heels and your toes are flat. Your knees are together and see how from the front side your knees will look. Few more cues here. With your thumb, you can see from the side, with your thumb remove the calf muscle out and the thighs out. Yes. Calf muscle back and down and out. And with your palm, remove the knee skin from the bottom, from the front. See how it will come out. Knee skin